Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service. Well, let's talk Lackawanna College athletics and a brand new director of athletics, Joya Whittington, who's pretty familiar there at Lackawanna College. Has been the women's basketball coach. And Joya, let's talk a little bit about this new role for you. How excited are you?
Yeah, very excited, John. I think it's a great opportunity for me personally, and I really love the college. I really love our administration and just the way they empower and the way they lead and what they see as the future of athletics for Lackawanna.
Well, there's a familiar name in Whittington and with athletics, of course, out of Carbondale area. Talk a little bit about your background with being an athlete.
Yeah, so started my playing career for my dad at Carbondale. Had a lot of success early on there with him. He kind of, instilled in me everything I needed to know. And being a coach's daughter, it was only right that I immediately got into coaching. Played basketball Division II at Seton University and got into coaching right after that. And shortly after a grad assistant position, I started my head coaching career at Lackawanna.
Of course, looking at your degrees, kind of interested in that business field. How do you take that and work it into being the director of athletics and kind of have a different mentality, I guess, with that, but probably a lot of positives with that as well?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I mean, I think I'm 3 days in now, or almost a week in now, and I've used my degree more in the past week or two than probably ever before. Athletics also has that business mindset where it's like you're running small businesses and small entities, per sport. So it's coming in handy, and I'm very thankful for that.
And a lot of things on the positive side at Lackawanna College as far as athletics. The football program really has put the college on the map. Let's talk first about Mark Duda, and that football program is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, Coach Duda has been a mentor. He's always, even as a coach, before taking on the position, when I just was struggling with a student athlete, or I was struggling with some kind of process to put in place, he's got it down, and he's a guy that I went to a couple times, and he's always was able to problem solve and figure it out. We find a way to just grind it out with what we have and keep striving for more, and we just keep growing until we can get everything that we need to be top level success.
And I'm sure all those things are going to line up for you, and you're going to be a person that kind of puts things in place as well with some of those people around you. As you mentioned, basketball has been successful. There's been success in the past in baseball, softball, seen some.
Yes, bowling will be something that we will add for the future. We actually added cross country coming into the fall of this year, and wrestling as well.
A couple of sports that are gaining popularity, of course, on the collegiate level, of course, locally here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Wrestling's always been pretty popular, but you're seeing some schools adding bowling and different things like that. And cross country, we've had a lot of success here as well in northeastern Pennsylvania on the high school level, so it'll give other people an opportunity, some young men and young women with that. And talk a little bit about the growth as you see it, and I'm sure you've had this conversation with your president there at Lackawanna College, and a lot of upside coming up.
Yeah, definitely. They're big thinkers, and they're not going to limit us in any way, and that's really why this transition was just so obvious to me in terms of growth. And right now, we really want to get really, really good at who we are, and right now we're in NJCAA, very, very highly competitive college, and we want to get our sports across the board as competitive as our top sports that are competing at that highest level, and we're excited to do so. And then what the future holds in terms of growth, like I said, they're not going to limit us, so really the sky's the limit.
Joya, let's talk a little bit about, as you mentioned, you're away at Seton University in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and coming back home. What did you take from being away, and then, of course, coming back and learning a little bit more as you're away about yourself and about the different areas?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest thing I learned is that everything that we need to be successful, it's here. You don't have to run out and run somewhere else to go and find it. There's great people here. There's great institutions here. And it's just exciting. It's exciting to be back home where you have familiar faces and you have family, and you can just really involve the community because this is where we're from. So that's probably the most exciting thing for me, is just really rebranding, our name and who we are, and we want to be a school of choice for our student athletes, and that's just exciting for me.
And I think you kind of hit that on the head when you talk about Lackawanna College. Different schools collegiately have different roles here in northeastern Pennsylvania. One school's in this conference, another was in this conference, but there's opportunity. That's the big word, I guess, if somebody's looking at Lackawanna College for an education and to combine that with athletics.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we have the capability to recruit student athletes and help them get to a level that maybe they weren't able to get out of high school. And that's our niche, and that's who we are, and that's what we love to do. So that is exactly it. It is that opportunity where you can come, you can play for us for 2 years. We're going to work on your skill. We're going to teach you the tools and equip you with everything you need in order to move on and play at the highest level possible, depending on who you are and where that student athlete sees themselves.
Joya, it's been a pleasure chatting with you here this summer to see where this program is going at Lackawanna College, and congratulations. I'm sure you're going to do a fantastic job as the Director of Athletics.
Thanks so much, John.
Joya Whittington, the new Director of Athletics at Lackawanna College, here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire Service.